You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Zoink.
Or the black guy.
Shit, they didn't even have him in focus when he died. Like, God damn. Courtney Cox, right? Because she now she got a black dude. And she got a big old swole ass black dude thinking, I wish Ghostface would come around here. Like, she's on the phone right now. And that brother came out like, who that, baby? Give me the phone. You know what he's about to do.
Right.
Let me talk to him.
It never works
Is
out
that
for the shit in the mask.
Hand me the phone. Oh, shit. You're at dtmerch.com. There's so many other things that you can do over there and see, such as our new videos that are up on TikTok and up on YouTube. But what I really want you to do is I want you to go and first of all, you can start by looking at that banner in the middle of DT Merch, clicking that so you can go over to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted so you can get tickets for Double Toasted live in New York City, Brooklyn to be more exact. That's April 1st. And that's going to be a show starting at 8 p.m. at the Roulette Intermedium for a night of comedy, games, and much, much more. You're going to have a great time while you're there. So we've been screaming for over 25 years, Martin.
Has it been that long?
We've been screaming for a long ass time, Martin.
My throat is sore.
Let me give you a lozenge or something because it ain't slowing down.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I tell you, who knew that Billy and Stu, boy, them boys created something, man.
They did.
I mean, you talk about influencers,
Right? They were innovators.
They sure were
Disruptors.
Yeah. Yeah, influencers, boy. I mean, sure, they influence people to murder other people.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but the brand was strong. You know what I'm saying?
It's like they knew it.
It really. I mean, I'm not saying it's right what they did, but that brand is strong. What they created right there, man. I mean, the costume alone sells millions.
Oh yes, especially during
every
Halloween.
year. Yeah, especially during Halloween. Looking at these two boys right here and what they've created, it's been something special, man. It's been something special. And here's the great thing about what they've done is that they didn't create a great brand. They created a franchise. People can start their own Ghostface murders.
They've been inspired.
Yeah. They people inspired people like the way people open a McDonald's. People open up their own Ghostface killing sprees out there. It's a great thing. I mean, just purchase a costume and kill some people. You got it, man.
As long as you kick back to the parent company, everything's good.
Exactly. It's a thriving business, and business is great right now. But also, like a fast food chain out there that's been franchised out, people always say, you know something? I know you've been around for years and billions served, but ain't nothing like that original, man. Ain't nothing like that first one that was out there. And, looking at what they've done with this, that's the case with Scream. A lot of people saying, listen, I know that y'all have kept this thing going. You made a lot of money, but boy, ain't nothing like that original recipe Scream out there. Ain't nothing. Now, there's been some out there that people have said, because that's what the fans are saying. A lot of the hardcore fans are saying, I'm going to stick with you because I'm loyal like that. But y'all been, let's admit it, y'all been kind of slipping, man. And every one of them's been kind of less than the other, except for 4. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that Scream 4 is, that's kind of the exception. Not as good as 1.
No.
But nothing will be, probably, more than likely.
It will not.
The originals are always the best.
You're not, 99% of the time, you are just not going to top the original because that's just what it is, the original. But they say Scream 4. If you had to pick one that came close, that's the one.
I'm standing in the closet.
Liar.
Not that close.
Yeah. Now Ghostface ain't gonna make it that easy. Come on now. Have y'all learned nothing? Y'all been screaming all this time. Ain't learned a damn thing. Even with this one though, fans said, I appreciate what you've done and what you've given us, but I like it, but I think you can do better. You keep trying. Let's see what else we got here. And the premise that we have with this latest Scream is a good start, man. With this, we're on Scream 6 now.
Jesus Christ.
I know, damn,
Yeah.
6.
6. Been screaming for 6 movies. Been screaming for 27 years, Martin.
Right.
Yes.
And what, 9 killers?
Yeah. I'll stop doing the math. I told you I'm not that good with numbers, man. But after 27 years of screaming, stabbing, slashing, Ghostface said, "Whoo, I need a vacation, man." It's a good thing some people, I want to kill our New York right now. You know, that's a good place to go.
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Visit the Big Apple.
I think I'll go there.
Why not?
Why not?
Just like I pictured.
Get out of
skyscrapers and everything.
Get out of
Right.
get out of Woodsboro for a little bit. You know, a little change of scenery. Do old Ghostface good. Right now, I'll go there. And so we have the latest generation of victims out there who are the Carpenter sisters. And the Carpenter sisters, you know, they're the latest ones to just be the target of Ghostface. And Tara's trying to get on with her life. She's like, look, shit, I ain't gonna let a bunch of murders and a guy stalking at me and trying to slice me up. I'm not gonna stop that from living my life.
Yeah.
I mean, he will, but I'm not. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna have sex with shady dudes.
Yeah, it is my right to get drunk and date raped if I want to.
If I want to. Yes. And meanwhile, her sister's stalking her like Ghostface. And she needs to mind her own business, really. Like, I understand what she's doing, but Tara, Sam. Sam got enough going on in her life. For some reason, I mean, this is social media for you. For some reason, just one person said, you know what? I mean, Ghostface has been in every scene of the crime. They said Ghostface did it. I mean, she's been stabbed several times, but it took one person online to say, nah, that bitch did it.
Yeah.
And now like, social media just turned against her.
I mean, people on social media hate women, so
They should do.
any
hard.
excuse.
So now she's in New York along with the other Woodsboro 4, the brother and sister team. Chad. I forgot his sister's name, but Chad. So they're all there.
What they call themselves? The Core Four?
The
Yeah.
Core 4.
Oh, yeah.
The Core 4 are on the Big Apple. And now,
Mindy, right?
yeah. So now it's a good thing they're all together because Ghostface has indeed followed them there. Ghostface said, you know what? Hey, man, I've been online. You know, I read 4chan. I read Reddit. I know what you did. You know, Ghostface says, you know what? I'm going to prove to the world that you're a murderer. All I got to do is just murder a bunch of people to it.
And say you did it.
And just say you did it. So, have we found the right ingredients for a better Scream? Got a new generation of people. We're not in Woodsboro anymore. You know, they're doing some different things now. Is that enough? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Scream 6. You've all seen it, but let's watch it again, and we'll be back with our review.
The secret. There's a darkness inside of me.
You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Zoink.
Or the black guy.
Yeah. Shit, they didn't even have him in focus when he died. It's like, God damn. Swooped him up like a hawk. Yes. And what's funny about this, because Courtney Cox, right?
Yeah.
Because she now she got a black dude. And she got a big old swole ass black dude thinking, I wish Ghostface would come around here. Like, she's on the phone right now. And that brother came out like, who that, baby? Give me the phone. You know what he's about to do.
Right.
Let me talk to him.
It never works
Is
out
that
for the dipshit in the mask.
Hand me the phone. Oh, shit.
But there's never been one like me, Gale.
Oh, my God. Oh, folks.
Gail Weathers. She's so broken up over Dewey dying in the last movie. Took her 2 seconds to get a black boyfriend.
Black dude, yeah.
Oh, the love of my life is gone. Well, anyway.
Well, Dewey was love. That's just a dick she got. She experimenting now.
This is something I've always wanted to try. Boy, but she left the funeral, went to a bar and picked that dude up.
Shit, she at a bar. Yeah, she went online and got that. She went to blackdicks.com. Yes. And they delivered that brother. They DoorDashed him to her. I felt bad, ain't it? DoorDashed that brother there. He didn't get no screen time.
No.
That's the first time that I've actually seen they killed the term the black dude dies first was applied so strong here. He didn't even make it to the movie. They killed his ass in the trailer.
Yo, that's right.
I mean,
Hey, high as shit.
he died first so strong. He didn't even make it to the theater. Like, damn.
Never seen somebody die out of focus like that before. Though.
Yeah, did he get one line like, "You all right, baby"?
I think he got one. I think he got one.
He had one line. I think he said, "It's for you."
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that was the line.
Yeah. We want to talk to you.
I think he said, "Hey, somebody named Ghostface."
Yes, that was the line.
Tell him don't be playing on my phone.
I don't like other man calling here now.
So his name was the killer.
Somebody name I'm gonna kill you bitches for you. But the sequel is already, for me, an improvement over the other sequels that we've had. And that's because they are amping this up in the right places. Starting with the opening. The less said about the opening, the better. So I won't go into details about it. All I say is that with the opening, they've done something that they've never done before. You haven't seen this before, and it does throw you off at first. And then it throws you off more, and you're like, wow, okay, I don't know how this is going to work out. But they do some surprising stuff here in the movie that you don't really expect.
Yeah, that opening grabs your attention.
Yeah. I would say that the main improvement in this movie is for Ghostface. Because with this Ghostface right here, this Ghostface don't give a about anything. Nothing. Nothing. Here's the thing. Because y'all remember, Ghostface used to be smooth, used to be stealthy. Mm-hmm. Like Ghostface would, I remember the time of Ghostface where he would just hang back and just hide and just wait for you to separate from the group. And then that's when he come after you and kill you. This Ghostface said, I don't have time for that shit. I'm on a schedule. I'm in New York. Space is tight. I can't be doing all that hiding and shit. Right? Ain't no place to hide.
Boy, Ghostface, show do it be in broad daylight.
Be in broad daylight,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, New Yorkers are used to moving fast.
Hell yeah, that's it. He's like that. I mean, this Ghostface is a true New Yorker. He's on a schedule. He moves fast. He's rude. You know, he's killing people everywhere. This Ghostface busts through more doors than Kool-Aid Man. I was like, this fool don't care. And he's not out to just kill you. He's out to just ruin your fun times. You having dinner? Your food. He'll bust in, chase all y'all asses around this little ass apartment. Yeah, people jumping over couches and everything. He don't care, man. You know, I was really impressed with that. The other thing with this Ghostface is that there's a really scary part with him that I believe, which is I think that they make him act very effectively with New York and using New York as an environment. New York is crowded. I don't need to tell you that. That's what it's known for. Wherever you go, there's a bunch of people. And all those everywhere you go is public spaces. But Ghostface don't give a. The thing is, you think that, okay, since it's crowded, wherever I run, there's a group of people. Everywhere I go is a safe spot. Wrong. Ghostface don't even give about the sun in broad daylight. He delivers ass whoopings. He delivers. Ghostface delivers killings. Ghostface will actually go to your door, ring the doorbell, and DoorDash a knife through the window, man. Yeah, it's crazy how he'll he could pop up out of anywhere. They had two characters talking in the middle of the street with people going by, and that fool jumped out of the bush and just like, oh, what, swing that knife around. Hey, what do New Yorkers do? They just ain't none of my business.
Ain't happened to me.
Yeah.
But somebody's over there gets like, just come on.
Yeah, come on. Keep moving.
Yeah. Hey, none of that. That's none of my business. Yeah, that was almost one of the things with New York where they played that up as a character. Like, there's anything can happen in public. you know, you jump out in the street, people don't give a run up in that 7-Eleven, run up in that store. I'll kill that whole goddamn store. I'll kill.
That's what somebody who's crazy will say, who's just mad, will say, I'll kill everybody in this. But he actually
He was serious.
Yeah.
Said,
Oh, you really gonna do it?
Yeah.
He said, anybody get in my way. I'm
Anybody
fucking
get
them
my
up.
way, including a convenience store.
2 seconds later.
Yeah. Ghostface killed a store. Not people, a store.
Please help me. Just down there. What's going on?
You got a problem here, guy?
You don't know me?
Not anymore. Problem solved. Yeah, dude thought because he had a bald head and a goatee. Hey, bro.
I live, bro.
Yeah, bro, I got a bald head and a neck beard. What do you want, bro? Yeah. Some girls run out.
At least somebody got out.
Now, all joking aside, it's probably one of the best scenes in the movie. So well put together.
I love those scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of craft that went into putting this scene together. You know, playing with tight spaces,
Yeah, claustrophobia.
claustrophobic spaces, playing with sound. You know, it's the things that you experience when playing a stealth game. You know, they do this here, but they play with space, and not only they play with space as we're creeping around, but also, you know, play with the visuals of tight spaces. You know, peeking between cracks to see who's there, hoping that that you won't be seen. It is a very well, it's a great scene, a very well put together scene, very well directed, and so you know, you watch this right here. It shows just how fearless and relentless Ghostface is. I mean, Ghostface is a wild animal at this point, man. He just doesn't care, and that adds to the fear factor. Now, is this still somewhat of a comedy? Yes, it is. A lot of funny stuff in here. The humor's still there, but they really have amped up the suspense in this because now that you're in New York, and crowds don't bother Ghostface, you know, anyway, people getting in his way don't bother him. Sunlight don't bother him. If Ghostface will go into a crowded space, especially a crowded subway, and still come after you, where can you go? People don't care, man. It helps that it's Halloween too, I guess.
And
Yeah.
then there's a bunch of people on the same train that had those same masks.
They have the same mask. That's actually a well put together scene also.
And if
because
they're not wearing the Ghostface mask, they're wearing the mask of other killers.
exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
there's
Michael Myers.
There
Myers.
was Michael Myers, Pinhead, killers like David Bowie. You know, it was a bunch of people up in there.
all in one train, goddamn.
All on one train there. But yeah, they're playing with the holiday too. There's a lot of ghost faces on there, so a lot of the paranoia is kicking in that scene also. Shh. You know, I so far I'm really respecting a lot of things that they have done as far as changing things, you know, changing environments, amping things up that really worked before, and using those to play against expectations. I think they've done a good job at that especially for fans who've been watching this for a long time, especially for someone like me who's been like, all right, you know, I don't know what else we can do with this. Taking it out of Westboro and going to New York was probably one of the smartest things that they could have done with this, and it's probably been long overdue. But let me pass it on.
Hey,
to
work
you,
for
man.
Jason.
Yeah, did you?
Okay.
Not really, but
What to say?
but how you feel about this, man?
You're right. You're right. It is a lot more suspenseful, and the different environment helped. At first, I felt like, well, it's a new environment name only, but then they do use it to play off of things. The New York City, especially the subway scene, because that's the classic. All right,
Yeah.
Everybody's on the train, it's packed, and even if it wasn't, you kill somebody and nobody's gonna say a word.
Man,
the most they would do is film it with their phones.
Yeah.
I had a girl I was seeing, and she told me about how somebody masturbated on her shoulder
Yeah.
On a, and I'm not lying. On a subway
no
train.
one said nothing?
No one said nothing. They said, I don't want to get jacked up on too. I don't want to get off the subway club.
Well, once he's shot,
Yeah.
you can attack him.
Yeah. Now, people say, I ain't trying to get my hands dirty.
Once he's spent, that's probably that. But no, it really does have that going for it, and there's a lot of things in there. I think for fans, especially, there's so much of it that there's you don't need to see the other movies to understand this. But man, they refer back to all these other movies so much, so much, and I've seen them all, and they were still bringing up stuff. I was like, man, I don't remember this.
Yeah,
like, who is that?
This is from this movie, and this is from this movie. And I was like, God damn,
Yeah.
there's been too many of these.
I've said so many times, who's this bitch right here?
Yeah, and they say, like, oh, you remember though from this? I'm like, I guess I'll take your word
Yeah,
for it.
I don't know you, man.
Yeah.
It's like how we
Okay.
treat our fans. Do I know you?
Yeah, man. I bought you a meal. We talked for 2 hours.
We had a drink together.
Okay, yeah. What's your name again? Yeah. So that, it's got that woven throughout. Like every time you think, like, no, it's its own thing. It's like, no, it's still this. I do wish they could have done more with the characters, though. I still feel like they're flat and written like a lot of Netflix shows characters.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. No, characters are nothing to write home about unless you got Stamps.com. I looked at you.
I could feel it.
I had a feeling it was going there, man.
Yeah, it was like, you were taking too long to respond.
I know I was not taking long. I was right. Now you might have known where I was coming from, but don't say I was taking too long because I was on that shit like that, like that. Oh yeah, man. Listen, hey, I'll tell y'all who the real killer is, man. Postage rates. Killing your budget out there. But you can beat that by using Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you have rates that you don't find anywhere else at all. I was telling y'all this, I always tell you this. Not 50, not 60, not 70, not 80, 84% off sometimes on these rates out here for UPS and USPS, man. Mm-hmm. So if you use any kind of postage at all, especially if you have a business, Stamps.com is what you're going to want to use. This is used by millions of people who run businesses, and they've been around for 25 years. Some people are like, I didn't even know the internet was around that long. Yes, 25 years they've been in business, so very reputable. They're doing something right. Millions of people in years in business, over 2 decades. Come on now. Oh. You can also access the USPS and UPS shipping services right from your computer anytime, day or night. We all know we don't like waiting and being in lines trying to just mail something simply. So this is going to ease that. And also, if you sell products offline, Stamps.com is something that's definitely what you're going to want to use right here because they connect with all the major marketplaces and shopping carts out there. So here's what you need to do. I'm going to help you out with this. You need to go to Stamps.com and use the promo code TOASTED. And with that, you get a 4-week free trial, some free postage, and a free digital scale that they'll send to you. You have no contract or long-term agreements that you have to be obligated to. You can stop anytime. So I want to thank Stamps.com for all they do for all of you out there and for supporting this portion of the show. And I want to thank all of you for your support. Thank you very much. All right, with that said, with these, I believe that adding to because I was talking about how suspenseful this is. Now, we've been talking about some of the scenes that they've been doing, which are very suspenseful indeed. But to add to that, it's all, just seeing these people hide, trying not to get caught, just has your heart beating enough. But add on top of that, just how nasty these kills are. Brutal.
Oh, they're gruesome.
Brutal. These kills are in here, man. It's the more reason why you want to see people get away or see them die.
I'm about to say, I want to see them die. Shit.
Yeah, or a little bit of both. I hope you get away, but it's going to be good. It's going to look cool when you get caught and get killed.
Yeah, I can't say like nobody was so annoying that I wanted to see them die.
No, but they had to. Of course. Because, that's what we paid for.
We in a slasher flick.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody got to get slapped.
Yes.
But the reason why I felt bad for him, or if you really want to see a brutal kill, the thing is, once Ghostface starts stabbing, you're going to be there for a while. You know, he ain't gonna go nowhere because you're gonna get stabbed at least 50 times before it's done. You know, back in the day, he might slice you or cut you and have you walking around your guts out. No, he's sitting up there like he's jacking off or something. He's just there. He's gone, man. But I tell you what, if it is just one stab, he's gonna make it count. You know, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be like through a nostril or an eye or a mouth or something. Like if he's got to stab just one time, he's gonna make it a good one. So if you're here for the blood, if you're here for any of the gore and whatnot, that is something else that's been amped up a few notches here. This is probably one of the bloodiest Scream films that they've done so far. And people are asking how long is this? If you want to stay, I don't know, if you're waiting for the Scream stinger at the end, which there's not one. I don't know, but
I think there was one.
Oh.
Yeah, we just left.
No, I had to do a show, so I had to run out of there. Well, so there you go. You got to wait for the stinger, so that's going to be 2 hours, 2 minutes. But I will say this, I didn't feel the time. I thought it was pretty good. I tell you, there's some weird things, though, with this. So now that we have done so many movies and had so many ghost faces, they don't even bother to show that voice box no more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people just... And at this point, how many we had? We've had 9, 10, I don't know. We had a lot of ghost faces. What's funny to me is that whoever starts talking that voice, they all get the same personality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like everybody does the same thing. Like everybody studies Ghostface's shtick.
Right.
You know,
I want to know his wiki.
Yeah. Now, I'm just saying for once, I would love to hear Ghostface with a different personality. I mean, you got the same voice. I just want to, yo, what's up, bitch?
You sound like Tone Loc.
I know. Yeah. Sound like those people that smoke and got that hole in their throat. I see you. You know, I want a black Ghostface.
That'd be funny as shit.
Oh, you got a dope ass house. Shame up.
You ain't the real Ghostface.
I mean, but yeah, I tell you, but the guy, they still have the guy who does the Ghostface voice. Roger L. Jackson, I believe, is his name.
So he's got a maybe sort of nice sounding, kind of sexy, interesting. And then it's got to start to change a little bit when he's going, why? What?
Ghostface has got a lot less scary looking at this right now.
Well, that damn scary.
Like, I wish I'd never seen him.
Well, it's the same voice, a guy who does the voice for Mojo Jojo. So just think of it that way.
This is Ghostface. I agree with you, Martin, on this right here that I believe the characters are a little bit, they leave a little bit to be desired. Mm-hmm. You know, I think the characters are still kind of mid-level, man, on this. I think that I think that Sam and Tara are strong. I think the Carpenter sisters are strong because, you know, Sam has got it pretty bad right now. You know, she's got to deal with the online conspiracies that are out there, saying that she's a murderer, trying to turn social media against her. But she's also about to, you know, lose the closest person in her life, you know, which is her support, and that is her sister Tara. So Sam has got it pretty bad right now. But I also see Tara's point of view. You know, she's very young and she's having to deal with living in fear all the time, which she doesn't want to do. She wants to live a normal life, but living a normal life and dropping her guard is going to put her in danger. So I thought that those characters were actually pretty good. And also Wednesday Addams, what's her name?
Jenna Ortega.
She's good, man. She's on the come up. Both of those actresses are good.
Yeah.
I thought that they were very good.
They are.
But once they start getting into the other characters and they start doing their meta thing, that is something that's kind of getting, you know, for me, a little old. You know.
Well, for you, it's getting a little old.
For me,
yeah, it's Methuselah. It's Rip Van Winkle. I was just like, yeah, it's meta. I know that was the premise of the whole thing. Y'all don't have to keep. Yeah. You don't have to keep saying it. when you say it, it takes away from it. It's like you're calling me stupid that I don't see it already. Mm-hmm. But you feel like you have to keep saying it.
Yeah, they all do the whole thing where they stop and they pull up a board, or they all right. What? Let's talk movie jargon. Let's talk movie lingo. Now, if you are a person that just loves talking movie jargon and lingo, you know you're a film geek, that might be your thing. Like the people behind me.
Oh,
because
no.
every time, every time they brought up something that was movie meta or movie geek talk, they didn't laugh. They said, ha 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 ha, and just stopped.
God damn.
It wasn't like, ha 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 ha. No, they actually, I could picture the person behind me. They look at the movie like, ha 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 ha. Like it was that thing of, hey, I get it. I'm a film geek too. Me and you. It was like,
I could kind of hear that back there.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about them being right behind in your ear.
I had to get up and walk out, not just to get away from them, but I had to get a visual.
Oh, you sure did walk out. I seen your ass.
I walked out and looked at that fool right in the eye, not to intimidate him, just so I could put something in my memory banks so I could choke his ass later when I get home. I need a face to choke in my mind because that fool was good. And it worked. On my ride home, I choked that. I Ghostface his ass, man.
Yeah.
At least the meta commentary isn't as bad as it was in
It
previous.
is.
I don't think it's as bad.
They stopped the movie.
I know they do that, but the other ones were like way worse, at least to me.
No.
It's like it was tolerable in this one, at least for me.
Let me say this. I probably wouldn't mind the meta stuff. I wouldn't mind it. I can tell you that right now. It's gonna be fun. It'd be fun, if they wrote it cleverly, and they kind of did. What they didn't do, I would say that the references and the meta stuff is clever, but the characters that spout it, that's all they do. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing much else to them.
Yeah, that is her whole character.
Yeah, the sister. Yeah, that's her whole character right there.
Well, she's the one to remind you that they are the niece and nephew of Randy from the first movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you remember Uncle Randy said, you're like, who?
The characters are not deep. They only have one thing they do. Chad has his thing for being, the buff guy that's protecting the group and looking after Tara because, he's kind of sweet on her a little bit. But I will say that the Woodsboro 4, what they do have is heart. And I did feel that with all of them. There's a bonding from the experience that they had. So that worked for me, even though the characters weren't very deep or weren't, as much as fleshed out as I would like them to be. I did like the sincerity of them, just what I felt like was sincerity of them caring for each other. That's something that I thought was missing before because everybody was kind of cutthroat. You had Gail and Sydney who bonded after a while, but the kids are always just kind of like assholes at some point. So it's good to see that here. If it weren't for New York, I think. Just not the meta stuff, but I think if it weren't for New York, this movie, just like some of the others, it would be repetitive and it would be very forced. If you're a fan of the series, it'll be cool for you to see your favorites come back, like Kirby from the fourth movie, played by Hayden Panettiere, I think her name is, who's an FBI agent right now. So if there's a lot of returning characters that are fan favorites, and that's the thing about it. If you're a fan of this and you want to see these characters, then you're gonna like that. For me, seeing characters like Kirby being brought in, characters like Gail being brought in on this, but who also doesn't have that much to do. I think that when you start bringing those characters in, it feels like the way they try to bring characters, back for well-liked characters back for soap operas or sitcoms. It doesn't feel very natural. It feels like they are there because you demanded it.
Yeah,
but
you expect them to step on screen and the audience to applaud.
Yeah, start
and
clapping.
they have to stop.
Yeah.
Wait for them to stop, finish their applause, and then say their line.
Also, something that was weird is I talk about how this group cares for each other, but they don't give a shit about all these other people that die.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah, they talk about how traumatic this thing is, but when other people die, boy, they just drinking beer and eating dinner, and they don't mention, they don't say at no point do they say, oh my God, those poor people. It's like, no, are we good? Hey, are we good?
We're talking about like serious love interests die, and they just go drink a beer and have a joke.
Yeah. The formula for me, honestly, they do a lot of things here that are fun. And it's a fun movie, and I really enjoy what they did. The formula is getting old for me. We watch these characters run until the killer finally reveals themselves, Scooby-Doo style. Then, that's what we do with every movie. They run around, watching people die, they give us some nice kills, and then at the end, and so, that is something that is getting very repetitive to me. I don't know if it's now a formula that everybody's aware of, and that's what we want, and people are cool with that. For me, it's getting old. But hey, I'm willing to see what they do next, and I will give the movie this much credit. I did not know who the killer was. Now I did. There was a hint of somebody where I said, maybe, and I can't tell you why I thought that person was it. But can I tell you 100% that person was? I mean, the movie did have me like second guessing who I thought the killer was, and so I thought that was a good thing. I did not know it all, or maybe just a little bit. But then again, I wasn't sure. Where it succeeds though is that it has some good laughs. There's a moment where I've never seen somebody put Ghostface on hold. That's funny.
Oh, that was funny.
That's actually pretty funny.
He said what?
That's actually hilarious, man. And despite the old formula, man, they keep doing things that make the films, or at least this film, crowd pleasing fun. Could it be better? Yes, it could. But I do respect the things that they did actually do better here. The things that they changed around and kept me entertained for the 2 hours that I was there. So yeah, if I was, to rate this, I'd give it a matinee. I thought it was a fun movie, man.
I do think it's entertaining, and people who are fans or super fans of these movies, of the franchise, they'll get what they want out of it. And like I said, I'm much more casual. Big fan of the first movie, and so in between with the others. And here, I do think I like this one better than the last one, but at the same time, everything you said about the suspense, it was great, and I thought it did a good balance of humor and horror for a while. There just comes a point, sort of in the middle, or as we get toward the second half, where the thinness of the characters started to really wear on me, because our main characters are thin, our ancillary characters are inconsequential, but there's so many of them that when they say who they are, it's like, I couldn't this time, like last movie, I knew who the killer was pretty early on and had it figured out. And this time I couldn't, just because everybody who presented themselves was so inauthentic. It was like, okay, FBI agent, really? I need a better explanation of this. So many of them, I was like, this is a big toss up. When we get to the third act and the reveal, it went from that careful balance to just a straight up farce, where it was a bit too much for me, especially with all the explanation with the meta and all that. It was, that formula was just more of I was having a good time for a while, and now I just feel like I'm right back where I was before this began. I came at the same way, kind of like a enthusiastic matinee.
All right.
Oh, well, shoot. Hey.
Shit.
So I guess I'll go into these not expecting too much, especially from a slasher flick. But I do think the Scream franchise is one of the most consistently good ones.
He's doing the same shit.
I know, but at least in my opinion, they're consistently good.
Yeah.
But man, this one is bigger. It's better to me. Honestly, the kills, like I go into these movies just expecting and just looking at the kills. And here they're done so much better, I feel like. And not only are the kills like more gruesome, more bloody, but it's like the camera like focuses in on the kills in this one. Yeah, like I said, I only go into these movies just going in for the kills. And if that's what you're there for, you're definitely getting a lot of that here. There's a lot of fun I had here. I think this is a movie where you definitely need to go see this with an audience, because there's a lot of those nostalgia moments or a lot of those crowd-pleasing moments. Hey, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm giving it a high matinee.
All right, there you go. Pretty much all matinees around. So no, I thought it was a lot of fun.
It is,
and that's coming from somebody who was really getting tired of this. But I walked out and I was like, man, I really enjoyed myself. Always room for improvement, and they have a lot to improve, starting with characters. And I'm not telling you a lot about the characters because that's part of the movie when you go in there and not knowing who's who or who's going to do what. But yeah, it's they improve those characters, which I do think that those characters are likable when they are protecting each other and being, being very emotional and looking out for each other. That works. If they build that up in the next movie, I think you can build up those characters. Pull back on that whole gimmick of the meta stuff and make these characters more human. And then I think we have something here. That's what I would do. But other than that, a lot of fun. If you enjoy Scream, you're gonna really enjoy this one.